Okay. Well, I was not really watching. I was listening to a video this morning, or well, at around noon when I left. So that's why I didn't get a going to work video. The video was on how to build. Well, not really how to build. How to make a server for Minecraft. Because one of my goals is to make a server just the way I like it, and hopefully other people will like it too. Because I'm going to add on mods that do certain things that a lot of other places don't do. A lot of other servers don't have. Like, it was called Auto Sapling, or Auto Sap. Which is a really great app, or not app, mod that a guy had made. And what it does is when you chop down a tree and you don't want the saplings, what happens is they just despawn. And so I'm going to add that. And then there's, let's see. What other things do I want to add? I want to add there's another one that I forget what it's called, but what it does is when you chop down a tree, all the leaves disappear right away, or almost right away. Because that always irritated me, is that the leaves don't decay on a faster basis. You still get any drops that the leaves will produce, like saplings or apples, depending on what tree you chop down. So those are first two mods that I would definitely install. Then let's see, what other mod would I use? The other thing is, though, is I would definitely make it a 1.8 server, 1.8, 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, whatever the 8 series is, whatever the 1.8 series is, simply because I do not like the 1.9 snapshots. What they're calling the 1.9 snapshots. In those, they've changed the battle technique. This car has, or this van has something dragging under it. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I would do. Another one that I would probably, I don't know. Oh, Better Bedrock, I think it's called Better Bedrock or something. So when you create a world, another Mustang. When you create a new world, the bedrock may or may not be really flat, and that's what the Better Bedrock mod does. Is when the world is generated, it flattens the bedrock. Another thing, well, I don't know, I think they need to rename Bedrock to something else, because this is why. You watch any of those shows where they dig up gold, okay? They always talk about bedrock. The gold is in the bedrock. So what they need to do is change the name of gravel to bedrock, or add in a bedrock that's similar to gravel, and rename the bedrock, the current bedrock, to something else. I don't know what it would be, but it definitely should not be bedrock. Oh, great! We've got 2 Mustangs riding right next to 2 Camaros. That's funny. One of them is Texas. One of the Camaros. But that Better Bedrock Gen mod, Auto Sap, and Leaf Decay. I think that's what it's called. It's actually called LEAVE Decay, but it should be LEAF Decay. Those 3 mods I would do, and then Lootable Bodies by what is it, Dr. Cianos or something like that. He makes this really cool lootable body thing. If you die, your body remains, and you can actually go back and reclaim your stuff. So it's kind of an ingenious way of doing keep inventory on without having to keep inventory on. And it's also good because when you die, the bodies don't, like if you die in lava, it won't destroy the body unless you let it. You can set it for X amount of time for it to disappear. But yeah, that's probably, that would definitely be one that I use. I would use, and to be honest, I would have it on there, and you know, people would obviously be required to get it. They would definitely be required to get it, but they probably wouldn't even know what they're getting when they get that. So me being a mod, the owner of the server, I would be able to, you know, have any weapon, anything, you know, because of creative mode. I'd be able to do anything. But I am the type of person that if somebody died and I come across their corpse before they get to it, I would raid it, definitely. The other thing I would do is I would have grief protection on houses. So basically plot claim or land claim. I would definitely have that. And then but I would do it like this other guy that his YouTube is the Sim Supply. He was able to dictate where people lived. So he would make little city or little towns basically, and then have these little 10 by 10 plots, or they might have been 15 by 15, I don't remember. He would have those plots, and then you go onto the plot and type in /claim, and then that plot would be yours, and you only had that one. What I would do is do the exact same thing. However, what I would also do is, if somebody ends up moving out of their plot and nobody claimed that plot after they left within a certain amount of time, I would let whoever's living in the adjacent house or the house next door to, if they donated, or I would make it so that if anybody donated, they can get a better, bigger lot. And, you know, so that's what I would do. And then, I don't know what else. I honestly don't know what else. I'm actually making this video more for my own future reference. Because they're changing Minecraft, the battle system, so that you can't just keep swinging at the mob. You can, but you'll do less damage in 1.9. So, I would definitely keep it 1.8. I would probably, if they did add more stuff, I'd probably find somebody to make mods that backported the things that they have in the current versions, like the command block. That's a new thing. I would probably have somebody add that into the 1.8 server that I have, so that I could do stuff. I don't know if that might actually be a 1.8 thing, the command block, so that would be a bad example. Better example would be like mutton from in 1.8. 1.7 didn't have it, or 1.710 or 0.10 didn't have it. But there was a guy that made a mod called Haggis, and when you killed the sheep, you got a rare chance of getting a sheep's bladder, and you got mutton from the sheep. Well, 1.8, they added mutton. They didn't add the stomach to the sheep, but they added mutton. So what the guy did is he made his same exact mod, except for he left out the mutton because the game already had mutton. So basically he added the sheep stomach and the recipe. So stuff like that, you know, I mean, I know things can be backported easily. But I'm going to pause it real quick because I'm going to go in and then I'm going to get some money that my wife left and get something to eat, and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So yeah. Now I'm going to go to a Taco Bell, and I'm going to not the one that's next to my apartment here, because they're really horrible. At night they're probably actually closed right now. They close way too early, for one, and two, if like the last time I went to them this late at night, they were open, but they didn't have any beans. I was like, are you kidding? You're a Taco Bell. All your food is beans. So I am not going to that one. I'm going to the one that's over by the grocery store. Anyways, let's see, what other stuff would I add? Obviously, I'd have to have Forge to install mods. I mean, I used to know how to install mods without Forge, but it's a tricky process. Let's see, what else? So yeah, those mods, and then when I generate the world, I would have the better bedrock mod in there, but I wouldn't need that mod to stay in there for the bedrock to stay flat. So I would, when I'm first starting up the place, I would not need, I would need it, but then I could take it out again. I'm having deja vu. Let's see what else would happen, or what I put in there. There is a tree lumber, or like a lumber axe mod that I would love to put in, but I don't know. That in itself is a touchy subject, because there's two of them that I know of. There's probably more, but One of them is one that I like, but I don't remember if it's updated to 1.8. And the other one works good, but it just doesn't have the right feel to it. The one I like, you have to create a new axe that uses 2 sticks and 4 of whatever you're going to use, like 4 diamonds instead of 3 diamonds to make an axe. And the thing I like about it is, okay, there's in 1.7.10 there's a mod called Natura, and in that mod the designer of that mod added in redwood trees. They are very overpowered trees. They are so huge, you could literally make your base out of one of them. Now, I happen to know myself that that's a little OP. Oh shit, these guys might be closed. You guys still open?
Oh yeah, we are.
Okay, because your drive-through sign on this side is not on.
Oh, that's the for the inside.
Okay, whatever.
It's okay.
Can I get a number 2 steak? No pico, no avocado, and no guacamole.
No guacamole, no pico, and no what?
Avocado.
Avocado, alrighty. Anything else?
No lettuce on a taco. And that'll be with a root beer.
Root beer?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Anything else?
And then a beefy 5-layer deal.
Beefy 5-layer deal?
Yeah, the deal D.
Alrighty. Add your drink for that.
And that'll be a Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And that'll be it.
Anything you want to modify on that?
Nope.
Everything, is that going to be it?
Yes.
Alrighty, 1070 at the window.
Thank you.
$9.30.
Thank you.
As soon as that's ready, I'll let you know.
Sure.
Any sauces?
Fire.
Alrighty. Alrighty, sorry about that, wait. What can I get for you?
So yeah, I forgot my wallet today, and I just forgot it again coming over here, but that's okay. I can get it later. I won't need it later today, but yeah, trying to think of other mods that I'd probably put in there. The thing I liked about the one that I like is not only do you have to create a whole new axe, but it also takes your hunger. If you cut too much, it takes your hunger away. And for every single block you break down, it takes away damage on the axe itself. Whereas the one, the tree capitator is called, that one, you just build a regular axe, crouch or sneak, and chop down the block and the bottom block of the tree, and it all destroys the whole tree. The problem with that one is, I believe it only takes away the damage for that bottom block, and it doesn't take away your hunger depending on how big the tree is. Oh yeah, so back to that Natura thing. I used to be able to do diamond with the diamond lumber axe with unbreaking 10. I know you can't really get that, but you know, you can cheat to get it. And
just the fire sauce, please?
fire. Sodas?
Supposed to be the first thing he goes out. Sorry about that.
It's alright.
Good night, sir.
I got one more coming. Thank you. Oh. Alright. Oh, I don't know where that curve is. Okay, there we go. Look at that Mustang, just poor shape. Anyways, so yeah, that's the problem I have with tree capitator. Is there's no downside to it. There is no downside to it. And that's the problem I have with that. It makes that mod a little too OP, as people call it, overpowered. The other use of OP is original post, but anyways, I forgot to check and see if it fucked up my. Okay, that's the 5-layer. Here's taco. Okay, no lettuce. That's a good sign. Okay. Still no one behind me good. Get this out checked before anybody gets there. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we're all good. Anyways, yeah, there's no bad to it. So it's just, I mean, the thing I do like is that there's an extension. It's an extension of the original axe. That's what I do like about it. It's just an extra step that you have to do to the extra to the axe. The thing I don't like about it is the same thing. Is that it's an axe. You in real life, you take an axe and you cut the bottom of the tree. You can cut a notch in the bottom of the tree, and then you start cutting it from the other side, and it'll eventually fall. And you can do that with damn near any axe out there, barring it's, you know, got enough heft to it to chop down a tree. So it can't be like a hatchet. unless you're going for a tree that has like a 3-inch trunk. So that's why I like the other one, where you have to craft this other axe using an extra ingot or diamond or whatever the hell that you use. But then again, that's exactly the same thing I don't like about it, is that you have to use extra resource. But I like it better than the tree capitator one, because it does take your hunger, and it destroys the axe a lot faster. Now, in real life, if you want to go real life statistics, or stats, the tree capitator is probably more like real life than the other one. Because you only use the axe on the bottom portion of the tree, and then you don't use it on the upper parts. So you're only really destroying the bottom one block that you're chopping into. So, I mean, if we're going full-on realism in the game, I would go for the tree capitator. If we're not going realistic, I would go for the lumber axe mod, which is by D3 Core or 3D Core or something like that. I might add that in, but then again, I might not, because when I'm idiot. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'll go get the mail. Oh, I stalled it. I had it in the wrong gear. I had it in 4th and not 2nd. Let's see. Other things I'd add.